Students, welcome to second episode of electrochemistry. And in the first episode, we learn about the different types of electrolytes and electrodes and their functioning in electrolytic cell and in electrochemical cell. And in that one, already I told you that in the coming session, we are going to learn about this electrolysis. So now, today, in this session, let us cover the electrolysis of water and the chemical phenomena happened at respective electrodes, and any numerical related to this electrolysis of water all will be covered in this session. Clear? And you should keenly follow this, and from the first episode you should understand what is electrolysis, what is different functioning of the electrodes in electrolytic cells. Here electrolysis, the name itself include lysis, that is breaking because of the current. The same thing what we are observing here. When current is passed through water, it is breaking into H plus and OH minus ions. Breaking takes place. That's why it is electrolysis. And water is involved, and hence water electrolysis. Clear? And now what is happening at different electrodes? At cathode, and I think you remember about this. At cathode, what is happening? Reduction means electronation, that is gain of electrons are taking place, gain of electrons. And here, for your convenience sake, you can consider this splitting of this water because of the current like this, H plus and O minus 2, like this. But actually the water lysis will be like this. This purpose is only to make you understand easy. And here when it is cation and it is anion, and this cation will go towards the cathode and this anion will go towards the anode. And here in this reduction, that is at cathode, H2O will get the electrons, and where these electrons will be? Here when water is splitting like this, H plus will get that electrons. H plus will get that electrons and it is released in the form of H2, and the other part is OH minus. Clear? And here at cathode, only the cation, that H plus, will take the electron and the other part will release in the form of OH minus. And now simply one H plus, thereby we can say half H2 plus OH minus. And at anode, here we have to consider electrons are released from water, because anode is the electrode where oxidation takes place. Oxidation means it is loss of electron, already we know. So when water loses the electron, it is of giving H plus, and then for this purpose what I am asking you to remember this. Here the negative charge is with oxygen, so that oxygen has to release the electrons. So when oxygen O minus 2 is releasing, automatically it has to release 2 electrons. When 2 electrons release, 2 H plus will generate, and here half O2 is there. This is happening at cathode and this is happening at anode. And now let us balance this equation with respect to electrons, with respect to the products formed at electrodes. Clear? And now in this case, half H2 OH minus, to get this H2, let us consider this 2 electrons release from 2 H2. And when 2 electrons release to H2 and 2 OH minus, and then here when it is half O2, let us make into O2, and for that purpose we have to make this into 2 water molecules. When 2 water molecules, automatically we have to make from 2 water molecules 4 electrons are released, and by releasing 4 electrons it is of giving 4 H plus and O2. Are you clear with this one? And now when here, already in the previous session we discussed that whatever the number of electrons that released at anode should be equal to the number of electrons that gained at cathode, and thereby now let us consider balance the electrons. Already you know from stoichiometry standards how to balance the electrons. When electrons are balanced, not only electrons, you remember, all the chemical species, that is both reactants and products, should be balanced. So in such a manner, when it is 2 electron and it is 4 electron, we have to multiply the total equation with 2, and then we are getting, this is 4 water molecules, and here it is 4 electrons, and it is 2 H2, and it is 4 OH minus. Now both these 2 electrons are balanced. Now let us consider the total reaction that is happening, and electrons are cancelled, and now here 4 H plus 4 OH minus means it is equal to 4 H2O. 4 H plus 4 OH minus equal to 4 H2O. So this 4 H2O, now that is, this is balanced, that is cancelled, and now ultimately what we are getting is 2 H2O is giving 2 H2 plus O2. This is happening in the electrolysis of water in electrolytic cell. Clear? And now in this electrolysis, that is when 2 water molecules are lysis to get into 2 H2 and O2, how many electrons are involved? When 2 molecules of water involved, here these balanced electrons are 4. So 2 moles of water to undergo electrolysis requires 4 moles of electrons. Again I am repeating because it is very, very important in solving the numericals. Just we are going to solve some numericals related to this. And again you remember, it is balanced. At cathode, hydrogen is released. At anode, oxygen is released. And to have idea how it is balanced, just you can go back. And you can observe that, and thereby you can get how this is balanced. For your convenience, I am giving this. Actually, the splitting will take place like this only. Clear? And after going through that, again you will come to this. Here, we in these reactions, in the total reactions, what we can conclude is nothing but 2 moles of water by 4 moles of electrons will split into H2 and O2. Clear? And now let us enter into the numerical part related to this electrolysis of water, which is of very, very interesting and which is of very important for the competitive examinations. And meanwhile, let me ask one question. Just you think whether you are able to answer that question or not. Even though I am not personally physically present before you, just you try to answer the question. Here the question is, you know, water liquid at room temperature is heated to 100 degrees, and you know it will boil. Now this water is in gaseous state. Here by heating this, when it is getting into gaseous state, it is nothing but steam. I think most of you know that steam and hot water and steam. Can you guess of these two which is dangerous? Hot water or steam? Just guess. You remember, steam is very dangerous because its heating capacity, that is heat capacity of steam, is very high. It is of having much energy. That's why steam is very dangerous, harmful. Clear? And now coming to this. So here when water is getting into steam, it is of having more heat capacity and it is getting into gaseous state. Some energy is used. In the similar manner, here just silently we are making this water by passing current, that is electricity. We are making it to split into H2 plus O2 gases. And now my question is, if they ask to compare the energy required to get water into steam and to get the water in, that is electrolysis of water, where more energy is used? Can you guess it? Actually, even though it is of having more heat capacity, the energy required for the electrolysis is very high. How we can justify the answer? Just simple. In this case, in case of the water liquid getting into steam, still the bonding between hydrogen and oxygen is there. There is no bond cleavage. But whereas in this case, that bonding between oxygen and hydrogen is getting cleaved, which requires more energy. In this case, just the hydrogen bonds among the water molecules is cleaved. Already we know hydrogen bond is a weak bond. So the energy required to break the weak bond is always less than the energy required to break the covalent bonds. That's why you remember it is very important for the electrolysis of water, the energy is more compared to the energy required to make water into steam. Clear? That is one of the important concept related to competitive exams. And next, coming to numerical part of this electrolysis, that is numerical parts. And now in electrolysis, already from the balanced equation we know that 2H2O is splitting into 2 moles of hydrogen and O2. And in this case, it requires, this electrolysis required 2 moles of water require 4 moles of electrons. And we know 1 mole electron is nothing but Avogadro number of electrons, 6.02 into 10 to the power of 23 electrons. And we know each electron charge is 1.602 into 10 to minus 19 coulombs. Is it not? And now 1 mole, it is altogether coming to 96,500 coulombs. And it is nothing but 1 Faraday. It is equal to 1 Faraday. So with this one, we can say that 2 moles of water require 4 Faradays of current to split into 2H2 and O2. And with this relation, they are asking 4 Faradays means nothing but 4 into 96,500 coulombs. Is it not? So with this relation, so many numericals are there. So many numericals. How? It is nothing but when 4 Faradays are required for 2 moles of water, how many Faradays of current is required to electrolyze 1 mole of water? Just it is a simple question. When 2 moles require 4 Faradays, 2 Faradays, that is 1 mole of water required. Only 1 mole of water require 2 Faradays of current for the electrolysis. It is a simple question. And now the question is reverse. How many moles of water can be electrolyzed by using just 0.25 Faradays of current? They will ask question like that. Just by using 0.25 Faradays of current, how many moles of water can be electrolyzed? So like that the questions. And now let me give the basic here. 2H2O, 4 Faradays, 2H2 and O2. Let me give all the details because it is relearning online classes. That's why let me give all the information related, what type of questions they will ask and what will be the data that we have to collect. Let me put in this board. Here 2 Faradays, that means 4 into 96,500 coulombs. That means 4 into Avogadro number of electrons. Clear? And now related to this, here we may be asked for quantitative aspect. We know it is nothing but 2 moles of hydrogen, 1 mole of oxygen. That means it is nothing but 2 into 2, that is nothing but molecular weight, that is equal to 4 grams of hydrogen is released. And in this case 1 into 32, that is nothing but molecular weight of oxygen, that is 32 grams of oxygen will be released. With the same from this data. And now coming to STP volumes. STP volumes. We know 1 mole of any gas in general STP condition will occupy 22.4 liters of volume. It is nothing but GMV. Already we know from stoichiometry again. And now when it is 2 moles at STP, 2 into 22.4 liters of hydrogen will be released. And here 1 into 22.4 liters of oxygen will be released. So this is the data that we can get from this balanced electrolysis reaction water. All this. So in case if they are asking any data by providing some other data, just you have to collect from this. You have to connect them like this. Clear? And now let us go for this. 0.25 Faradays can electrolyze how much of moles of water? Or it is nothing but here again 2 moles of water. That means it is nothing but 2 into 18 molecular weight of water. That is 32 grams of water. Now the question may be 0.25 Faradays of current. By passing this, how many moles of water can be electrolyzed? Water can be electrolyzed, or how many grams of water can be electrolyzed? These are different types of questions they may ask. Just in case if they are asking moles, just you can say 4 Faradays are electrolyzing 2 moles. Is it not? Then 0.25 Faradays will electrolyze how much? It is nothing but 2 by 4 into 0.25. Whatever you are getting the answer. In case if they are asking in grams, just you consider when 4 Faradays are able to electrolyze 36 grams of water, that is 2 moles of water, then 0.25 Faradays will electrolyze how much? Again it is nothing but 36 by 4 into 0.25. Like that you will get the answers. It is related to the current passed and the masses or the moles of water. And now coming to this with volumes or the masses of the products. Now let us solve that. Again from the same data. You remember this data, and I am able to solve some more questions on this board. And now in case if they ask like this, to get 5.6 liters of hydrogen, 5.6 liters of hydrogen, how much Faradays of current we have to use for the electrolysis of water? Just again I am repeating, to get 5.6 liters of hydrogen at STP, how many Faradays of current has to be used for the electrolysis of water? Just can you think? Just you think and solve. Here just we can say when 1 mole of water, 1 mole water giving 1 mole of hydrogen and a half mole of oxygen, it requires 2 Faradays. It is nothing but again 2 moles require 4 Faradays, thereby 1 mole require 2 Faradays. And now 1 mole hydrogen means 22.4 liters of hydrogen at STP. Is it not? And now when 2 Faradays of current is used to get 22.4 liters of hydrogen at STP, to get 5.6 liters of hydrogen, how many Faradays we have to use? Just it is, I think you can solve this. It is nothing but 2 by 22.4 into 5.6. You will get the answer. Is it not? Like that they will ask. Now one more question they may ask. If the current is passed through water for electrolysis, can you find the mass ratio of hydrogen and oxygen? Or they may ask the question related to volume ratio of hydrogen and oxygen. In such a condition, what to do? Just you observe, when electrolysis is happening, this is the balanced equation for electrolysis of water. That is 2H2O giving 2H2 plus O2. or it is H2O giving H2 plus half O2. Just you can remember, it is 1 mole of water on electrolysis give 1 mole of hydrogen, half mole of oxygen. So now the volume ratio is nothing but 2:1 ratio, because volume is directly related to moles, we know. So the volume ratio is 2:1. Hydrogen and oxygen volume ratio is 2:1. And coming to mass, 1 mole means 2 grams. And 1/2 mole of oxygen, 1 mole of oxygen is nothing but 32, then automatically half mole is nothing but 16. Now it is the ratio 1:8. So the mass ratio when water is electrolyzed, that deposited at respective electrodes for hydrogen and oxygen is simply 1:8. So like that, so many questions are there. So you have to solve interrelation. All these relations are just from this. 2 moles of water require 4 Faradays of current for the electrolysis, where it can generate 2 moles of hydrogen and 1 mole of oxygen. With that relation, in case if they are asking for mass, you have to convert into mass. If they are asking for volume, just you convert that volume. From moles, you convert that volume. It is nothing but from stoichiometric basics. Clear? With all these, you can solve this one. And in the coming episodes, we are going to learn this, what are the components, that is content present in the electrochemistry, and in a schematic manner, how we are going to study. For that purpose, you remember, you should be thorough with all these basics. When you are thorough with these basics, then only you can follow my lesson in the coming episodes.